Hey, welcome to the Relentless Positivity Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Martin. Hey, we're going to talk about today is negativity kills, but positivity can build. Maybe you should be listening to Relentless Positivity. It might build you up. So we're going to get into that later. But first, if you're watching the video, hey, this is called Dog in a Hoodie, by the way. It's a new avatar. It's kind of freaky, but that's me for today. Just trying it out. Anyway, maybe you're just listening. What we're going to talk about, think about the past few days, how many interactions you had over the past 3 to 4 days. And I don't know how many you think you have, but there's a scientist named Daniel Kahneman. He won the Nobel Prize in economic scientists. You probably know that. You know that too. And he says we have up to 20,000 interactions every day. Even if they last a few seconds, they count. Okay. And these interactions could be in person, on TV, the internet, on the phone, or any other way you interact with a person or a message like that. If you look at it, that is a ton of interacting every day. And if you look at it another way, how much of that is positive, especially these days, right? Probably not a whole lot. If the majority of your interactions, especially come up through social media or through TV, it's probably not real positive right now. It's just times we're living in, and the negative ones are the one that tend to stick out, and that's where we tend to focus on, right? But did you know that negativity actually kills? So what were we talking about? In the book How Full Is Your Bucket? It's written by two psychologists, Donald O. Clifton and Tom Rath, and they wrote about the psychological torture that the American POWs went through during the Korean War. So there was 1,000 POWs that had been detained by the North Korean camp, and the captors used extreme mental tactics. Their quote, their goal was to quote deny men the emotional support that comes from interpersonal relationships. We all know how important those are, right? And they use four primary tactics to do that: informing, self-criticism, breaking loyalty to leadership and country, and withholding all positive emotional support. And the North Koreans had put the American soldiers, and here's another quote for you, into a kind of emotional and psychological isolation, the likes of which has never been seen. They took away the caring, the trust, respect, social acceptance, all those things that people vitally need. And those soldiers really need them. And relentless negativity, the opposite of this podcast, by the way, resulted in a 38% death rate of these POWs. It's the highest in U.S. military history. That's crazy, right? Nothing else changed. Just all those negative things they're doing, all taking away all hope, basically, is what they're doing. So the authors decided to explore the flip side of that. Can positivity have an equal or more powerful effect? And they use a bucket metaphor that I think is really impactful. And we are all buckets that need to be filled with positivity. It could be compliments, praise, encouragement. And when we act negatively towards someone else, we are taking a spoon and scooping out some of their much needed positivity. On the other hand, when we speak light into someone else and lift them up, not only do we add to their bucket, it adds to our bucket too. It's how awesome that you get the old 2-for-1 special. If that is not enough to motivate you, scientists have stated that positive emotions are an essential daily requirement for survival. Even for me to say, the physical and mental benefits of positivity they're all over the place. You can look them up. While negativity has been shown to reduce immunity and increase depression. That's crazy, right? So how are we going to increase our positivity? So there's 5 ways the authors go over for increasing your positive emotions by being a bucket filler. That's our goal, right? Number 1, prevent bucket dipping. Get into the simple habit of asking yourself if you are adding to or taking away from another person's bucket in every interaction. By catching yourself before you make a negative comment, in some cases, making a more positive one instead, you will make yourself and the people around you feel better. Remember, when you're adding to someone's bucket, it adds to yours as well. So prevent the bucket dipping first, and then the next, shine a light on what is right. How many times, when something bad happens, you'll tell a bunch of people, right? But if something good happens, maybe you'll tell a couple. It should be the opposite, right? We should shine the light on what is right. That's what you want. You want to reward what you want more of, right? So each interaction we go through gives us a chance to fill someone's bucket. You want the power of focusing on what's right, not on just what's wrong. So you want to never underestimate the long-term influence you could have on filling someone's bucket. So every time you fill a bucket, you're setting something in motion. You're putting something in motion positive. So continue the chain. When someone fills your bucket, take it, say thank you, recognize them, and keep that momentum going. It's kind of like the pay it forward and the coffee lines and all that stuff you hear about. And number 3, make best friends. So when I say best friends, who pops in your head right now? You could probably picture them right now. I'm not talking about close friends or good friends. I'm talking about best. Tell them how important they are to you and why. Sometimes we just kind of take them for granted, but they are so important to have these best friends, those people that, if something happened, they're going to drop whatever they're doing and come help you out. And don't assume they already know. Sometimes especially if you're a guy like myself, it's not something we get into a lot, but don't just assume how people know you feel about it. Tell them. They probably love to hear it anyway, even if they do know about us. All right. So pause this right now. Go text or call that person and tell them how awesome they are. I'll wait right here. Okay, welcome back. Good job. All right, number 4, give unexpectedly. The vast majority of people prefer gifts that are unexpected. You get that unexpected gift, maybe it's in the mail or someone just out of the blue sends you something. That's even cooler, right? Not just on your birthday, just because. It's all about the element of surprise. Most of us like surprise, good ones anyway. So, and the gift doesn't have to be anything big or tangible to have to work. It could be, maybe it's just you send them a book or a joke or a meme, an article, a story, or maybe just smile at them. You never know how much someone else might need that, and it doesn't take much for you to do it either, right? So whenever someone says, just mainly like, hey, I'm thinking of you, I wanted that, this made me think of you, here's this. And it could be something so small, doesn't have to cost you a thing. But give unexpectedly, just give, right? Number 5, the last one, reverse the golden rule. We always heard about how good the golden rule is, treat others the way you want to be treated. We want to reverse this for this right here, though, when you're trying to fill someone's bucket, so to speak. So some people want to receive kind words in front of a crowd. They want everyone to know how awesome they are. For some people, that's their worst nightmare. So you want to think about, make it individualized to that person. What would they want? Not what you want or how you would like to be recognized. How would they like it? And it'll mean so much more, be much more impactful if you do it the way they would like it, not the way that you would like it. All right. So that's those 5 things, right? I'll go through them real quick. Prevent bucket dipping, shine a light on what is right, make best friends, give unexpectedly, and reverse the golden rule. Let's go be some bucket fillers out there. That's 5 ways to do that. Hey, how about the good news of the week? My bald brothers, there is hope. They're a team of researchers from Japan was studying the process of how hair growth works, and they have successfully generated hair follicles in cultures. The same principle, one day they could use it to grow replacement teeth or even organs, because as we all learned in science class growing up, every hair is a tiny little organ. So if you're bald like myself and maybe you want to bring back the mullet one day, there's still hope. Come on, baby. Thank you, Japan. Keep it up. All right. So, hey, I hope this podcast fills your bucket. But if not, this dad joke you're about to hear is guaranteed to fill your bucket. Money back guarantee. Every penny you put into this, okay? So the 3 wise men show up to meet Jesus for the first time. And the first one says, hey, I have some gold for you. The next one says, oh, I have some frankincense. The last one says, but wait, there's myrrh. Oh, man, that was awesome. Was that an unexpectedly fill your bucket right there? Hey, thank you for tuning in this week. I hope you appreciate it. Please go out there and fill someone's bucket. It's going to fill yours, it's going to fill theirs, and the world just keeps getting better. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.